Imagine this. You walked into a room with your manager. After a lot of contemplation, you decided that today would be the day when, say, you ask for your promotion or increase in pay, or you wanted some project of yours funded. So you are going in with a pitch. You have rehearsed your speech, you have your facts, you feel like you deserve it. But then halfway through the meeting, you start to feel like it's not going in your direction. You get that manager nod, right? Have you seen that? I'm sure you have. You know the one. They nod, they say, we'll see. Or maybe next quarter or next year, or this year's budget is quite tight, so I'm not so sure if we can pull that off, but let me give it a try. We'll see what happens. And somewhere at the back of the mind, you know that your manager is never getting back to you, right? And you feel deflated. Maybe you think, I'm not good enough, or maybe I need to work harder, or maybe I need to bring in more to the table. Well, you do have to bring something to the table, and we'll talk about that. So, but then don't go down on that negativity and spiral down into that darkness. I want you to stop that right now if you're thinking about that. The problem isn't that you aren't working hard enough. The problem is that you are asking like a request maker, when you need to be asking like a value creator. And there's a huge difference between the one that is asking and making a request to the one that actually brings in huge amount of value. So today we're going to fix that. We're going to talk about that single biggest roadblock standing between you and your next level. And that is influence. And I'm going to give you a 5-step blueprint to turn those no's into an enthusiastic yes. And I hope you are prepared with a pen and a paper or a notepad that you take down notes, because I want to make sure that you are taking in everything you can and writing it down. When you put the pen to your paper, you start to assimilate information much better. So I would recommend doing that. And if you don't know me, I'm Rakesh Ravindran, leadership coach and the founder of Ethos Leadership Collective. I've been coaching hundreds of executive leaders and mid-level leaders to scale their performance and to get to their next level. My mission is really to help leaders like you move from being invisible to invaluable. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you are notified for every video that I drop. So let's get comfortable first, right? I want to have a real human to human conversation about why your asks get shut down or rejected. And there are some really good reasons why. And the fact is that we have all been guilty of this. We have been guilty of this in my early career as well. We tend to view our career through our own lenses. And I'm not saying it's selfish, right? We think about it from our mortgage point of view, our financials, our workload, our desire for a better life for ourselves and our family. And that's the way we present an idea to somebody else as well. In this case, your manager or your super manager, the manager's manager, right? And that is the problem. That's where the problem is. It's not in your hard work. And the harsh truth, your organization doesn't promote you because you have a need. You are not the key word here. They promote you because they have a need. They got you the job, or they hired you into the job because they needed something out of you. So let me give you 3 examples of what I call the trap. These are the phrases that instantly trigger a no in your boss's mind because they have other priorities in their minds. So trap number 1 is the personal pain point. And this sounds like, Rakesh, I need a raise because I'm underpaid compared to the market and I'm really stressed out about this and I want to make sure that I give more to my family. If you come to me with that as a manager, what I really hear is complain. I don't hear business case. All the managers hear is that there comes another problem that they expect me to solve. And you know what they're thinking in their mind? They're thinking, this is your problem. You fix it. And that creates the friction. I hope you can see that. And then the trap number 2 is that you have the vague demand, right? It's something like, I need more budget for my project. The manager hears, great, there goes another drain on my resources without any guarantee that I'm going to get anything back for that. You see the point? Then, or if it could be that you're asking for an increase in your pay, you're asking for a pay hike, and that's pretty much exactly the kind of thought that goes again through their mind. There's again another person asking for an increase in pay, but what do I get in return? Am I here to just serve all of these people that are coming and asking me? Because in a team there are typically 12 to 15 people, and very likely than not, most of them are asking for something from your manager, right? And that's the problem. And then that leads me to the trap number 3, the self-centered plan. So if you go to your manager and say, I want to be a director, what do I need to tick off the list of things to get there? And the manager hears, all that they hear is that you care about your title. I care about the company's quarterly goals. We are not on the same page. Now, do you see the pattern? The problem is not the ask itself, but it's the way you ask. In all of these cases, if you think about it, you are asking for withdrawal from an emotional bank account, which happens to be your manager, without making a deposit first. You haven't invested first. Maybe, and again, don't say that you've worked hard and that all of that is not being recognized. It's not that. It's in the past and it's been done. And the fact is that nobody hired you expecting mediocre or underperformance. They hired you expecting you to be able to do your job really well. And now, from your manager's point of view, this manager themselves are one of those employees, and they want to be able to deliver the best they can for their organization, for the department, and for the team that they're part of. Now, if you fail to see that, they start to feel a difference in the way you see things versus how they see things, and that's the problem. So, question is, how do we flip this script? How do we move from the request maker to the value creator? Now that's an interesting question, and I use a method called Reciprocity-Driven Influence Model. And the fact is that it's a fancy name for a simple concept. The concept is, give them what they want, so they naturally want to give you what you want. And here are the 5 steps to it. If you can, like I said, grab that pen and a paper or a notepad and just start writing it down in your own version of it. First one, the step number 1 is map the manager's metrics. And when I say manager, I don't necessarily mean just your immediate manager. This could be your manager's manager or someone with influence or a decision maker that you have to impress or make an impression with, and you are approaching them with your request. So first thing is, know what their metrics are. Stop looking at just your job description. Your job description is important, but then the fact is, your manager's first question based on what you say as your job description would be, so what? So I want you to look at your boss's performance review in your own perspective. Think about what keeps them up at night. Is it cutting cost? Is it reputation? Is it speed? Is it this? It could be quality, or it could be any one of those things that if you are part of that group, you should be aware of it. If you can't state your manager's number 1 priority in a single sentence, believe me, you're not ready to ask for a promotion yet. That's the harsh reality. You need to know what game they are playing before you can help them with it, right? If you want to help them win it, you need to know what it is that you have to win. right? And that's the first step. So figure that out. Second step is proactive value building. This is where the magic happens. Before you ask for anything, find a problem they hate dealing with. And I'm not talking about more strategic things like in the first step. I'm talking about everyday things, everyday issues that they have to deal with that they prefer not to have to deal with. You start with those smaller things so that you get their ears and you have their attention. Yeah, so it could be something like maybe it's one of those messy report they do every Friday, or it could be about a report that they need to read and understand, which is quite complex possibly, or it's a weekly meeting that they have to be present but they wish they didn't have to, right? Or maybe it's a conflict between two teams that needs to be fixed. Now, your job is to fix it and do it without being asked. And this triggers reciprocity. When you do something helpful for someone, as humans, we are wired to want to help you back. It's psychology 101. It's basic. So that's the step number 2. And step number 3 is frame your ask as a solution. Now, when you go into making a request, you don't talk about your needs. You talk about the organization's goal or their goal. Instead of saying something like, I need more budget, you say, hey, remember that 20% cost saving we achieved last quarter? To keep that going and to hit the VP's efficiency target or the organization's efficiency goal, we need to invest X amount in this automation. Right? Now you see the difference. It could be even your increase in pay. Don't just ask saying, oh, I think I'm underpaid. Instead say, I have brought in value X, Y, Z. These are the deliverables. I want to be able to do more. And I think I am right in this moment capable of doing much more. It's just that I wish I had, you can support me with a better pay, because that's something that bothers me, keeps my focus away. And remember, you aren't asking for money as is. You are suggesting a strategy to help them win. So understand, like in step 1, what is the win that they want, and pitch it as something that you will deliver, right? And that moves us to step number 4, the growth connection. For example, when you ask for a title, don't dwell on the past. Don't quote your past performance. Of course, it is important. You've delivered something, you're proud of it, and I'm sure your manager or manager's manager is proud of it as much as you are. You did a great job, fully acknowledged, but remember this, right? Companies pay for the future, not the past. So shift the language. Say this instead. Think about it. Yeah. Because I successfully managed that complex project last month, I've proven I can handle cross-functional pressure. I'm ready to apply that same pressure handling at the director level to solve the big problem that we have, ABC, whatever that might be. Right? So it's just an example that I made up, but then what you're doing here is that you're selling the future you. You are trying to market and make a sales of a person who you can be, your potential, right? So you are talking about what you can deliver. Instead of saying, oh, just give me promotion because I've done so much last year and I've spent 3 years in this role, I think I deserve a promotion, right? That's someone who's asking for a request. You are a request maker then, but instead you propose that you can do more with some evidence that is backed by your past performance. That's fair enough to say that I can do this and this. If I had this, I can deliver X, Y, and Z. And that's where you make the difference. You stand out from the rest of them, right? And that takes us to the step number 5. Now, this is the most important one, the investment mindset. That's step number 5. Finally, remove the risk. If they give you the raise or the role, tell them exactly what they get in return, right? So it should go something like, if you have a small sort of something coming in your way from through them, make sure that you show the gratitude. Say something like, thank you for trusting me with this step up. I want to assure you that my commitment is to deliver XYZ result by year end, and make sure there is a timeline behind it. Make it a guaranteed investment and not a gamble on their part, right? Let them know that you will deliver and you can deliver that consistently. Now, remember, for you to be strategic in any organization, irrespective of what function role you do, there are three things that the organization is looking at. It's the cost, revenue, and then of course the risks. Risks are one of the integral part these days. It's not just cost and revenue, it's about risk that can hinder either one of those two things, cost or the revenue. Now, if you can talk through what you have achieved and what you can achieve and link it back to cost, revenue, or risk, they will value you. Now, I know a lot of you, many of you are thinking, I know, that, this is easier said than done, Rakesh, right? And Rakesh, this makes sense, but it's hard. It's scary to do this alone. I feel isolated in my role. And if those are the thoughts that you have, I hear you, and I know for a fact that leadership can be the loneliest job in the world. You are squeezed from the top, squeezed from the bottom, and sometimes you feel like you're losing yourself in the process. Now, and that is why I don't just want to teach you tactics, I want to invite you into a family. Yeah. I'm building a community. And it's not just a mailing list, but a real community of like-minded leaders. These are the people who are scaling in their organizations. Yes, but more importantly, they are growing as human beings, as people who contribute to their society. And we believe in this community that you have to be a better human before you can be a better leader. Imagine having a circle of supporters who boost you up when you're down, people who share their wins, their losses, their strategies openly, a place where we focus on the inner satisfaction and authenticity, where you don't just work for the paycheck, but we work to do good for our own teams, our companies, and most importantly, for our societies and the family we live with. And if you're tired of playing the political game alone, all by yourself, and you want to be part of a movement of authentic leaders, I want you to join us. I have put a link in the description below. It's an invitation to join the circle. Come in, introduce yourself, and let's start growing together. And not just your career, but your life together with us. Thank you for tuning in. Go be the value creator you were meant to be, and let's lift each other up. I'll catch you in the next one.